So she's knows what she's doing. She's been there, done that. Seen some scary things, I'm sure. Some more than the video can offer, like we've had before. So I'm pleased and very happy that you are here.
Thank you.
Very happy. So we're probably gonna do this at least once a year. That's what's required. So we'll see you again.
No.
You have the easy side of your time.
Oh, no.
So here's Lisa.
Kim.
Kim.
That's
I
right.
have this on my brain. Sorry.
That's you guys. That's
She's
right.
here too.
You have a sheet, the one that says easy stand
giving you one.
and one that says easy lift. We'll go over the stand first. That's the single one.
Single copy.
Okay. And on those pieces of paper, you're gonna sign them and put your date. And then after I'm done, you can put a line down, yes, or just check each one, yes, that I went over it, okay? So, first of all, who checks your harnesses and your slings for wear and tear?
Everybody who uses them.
Yes, you must make sure that there's no fraying and make sure there's always 2 stitches, okay? It's really important. And if you do, get it off the floor if you see any wear or tear. For the harnesses, if you do get rid of slings or harnesses, take this buckle off, this side off, because you can use that, reuse that, okay? What size harness is this?
It says on the tag.
Large.
Medium.
Large, but
Oh,
it's
large.
also burgundy. There's also a medium, which is right here, which is beige. Always, and I did go around, your equipment looks great. You should always have a medium harness sitting on that stand, okay? Because if you put a large on me and I decide to let go or whatever, I can slide right through, all right? Safety tabs. Well, let me start from the beginning, at the top of the sheet. That's my ADD, I start wandering. So, how do you turn your machine on? Here. It'll say easy lift is awake, easy stand is awake. As that battery goes down, it's gonna say change battery. You take the battery out from the side, as you all well know. Anybody new here? Okay. Take, and then swap it. How are your batteries holding out? Okay.
Depends.
Okay, so if you have a battery, and you could tell your maintenance, environmental services, if you take a battery out of the charger, you put it into a stand or a lift, and it lasts 2 or 3 lifts, put a piece of pink tape, or you can just tell the maintenance it's battery number 5. That's not holding a charge, but you might have 2 5s. So you could put pink, red, any piece of tape around here, so he or she, maintenance he or she. He. So he knows, okay, that's the battery. Emergency stop, here, let's say I'm raising you in the air, you see she's hooked up wrong, instead of yelling Kim, you hit this button to release, it'll say emergency stop, release. Emergency lowering. The emergency lowering is here. Let's say the lift or stand are in the air and for some odd reason you can't get that thing down, you come over here, hold this up, and they've probably never been used, so you gotta do it a couple times to snap it, and they'll slowly come down. On the stand, you push this down and hold the same lever up, okay? I better check. 3 ways to raise the person: side controls, front panel controls, and hand controls. A lot of times I will see people, where is that little thing?
It's hanging down there.
Wrapping these things around the containers or whatever. There's a magnet on the back. It goes on anywhere there's metal. Don't stick it on here, because that is not metal. Okay. And I understand state surveyors were here. Do you guys have sizing charts around? That's
They're
what
at the back.
they're right here. Yeah. And it tells you different recommended sizing. Okay, because state surveyors are really looking at that to make sure you have these available, hanging somewhere or wherever. I'm gonna give you that. I've done this so many times, I don't want to miss what I'm supposed to be doing. Check your harnesses. Does the person need to bear weight on your easy stands?
Yes.
Yes. And if they're really hanging there, I would put them down and go get a lift, right? Do they have to talk to a nurse manager
No.
before they do
No.
that? Okay. So you can't go from a lift to a stand, but you can go from a stand to a lift. If someone's really hanging there, you probably need an assessments, all right? These safety tabs, I'm really proud that our older ones have a black rubber safety tab. They work just as well, but people are popping these babies off. These need to be on, and all of yours are on, which is, I'm really proud of you guys, because there's so many facilities I go into and they're off. People are taking these things off. If it is off, take it out of service, right?
Right.
Because you do not want to be using this, because if someone stands that happened, stood somebody up, there was no safety tabs, the loop came off, the lady swung this way. We don't know if she had a large harness on her and then the lady slid through, or if she unbuckled that buckle, she hit the floor and she's no longer with us. So safety tabs always on and faced in, okay? Foot plates, you guys know they go up and down, correct? Now, this foot plate here, you always want to make sure your foot plates are clean. However, if you put someone on, then I know you can't see this, but if you put someone on this foot plate, right now it's not in the right position. See how it's crooked? It needs to be in those two little things on the bottom, all right? So make sure the foot plate, you can move the foot plates up and down for shorter people. You guys know that, right? Yes?
Yes, you would have them.
All right, so,
Can you tell them how important it is to put that strap around the legs too?
yeah, I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
I typically don't lock the lifter stand. So would you like to be my model? Unless someone's really pushing on the stand like this, then you can lock the wheels, but typically I don't lock them. What is your name?
Lisa.
Lisa, okay, thank you. So we say stay patient handling, but also safe employee handling. So too many times we're leaning people forward, right? We're coming to them here, we're going, lean forward, and doing all that. If they can lean forward, let them lean forward themselves. Lisa, can you lean forward? She can. So that's one step that I don't have to be pushing, pulling, or whatever. Buckle her up and pull this tight. Can you put your feet on the foot plate? She can. And then always, you guys strap legs in, correct? Always strap legs in.
Would you like some assistance?
Lisa's gonna help you.
Because we always use 2 people here.
Oh, on both your lifts and stands, you use 2 people.
Always.
Okay.
That's our policy.
So, putting the harness on. I would try to go under the arms like this, because I've had at one facility, the arm was inside. Well, let me go back here. Putting a harness on, it's just around the loop flat to the back down. I don't know why people take those babies off. Okay? I had a facility that the lady's arm was inside, they hooked it up, and when they went to move her arm, and she was very fragile. So, be aware. Do you guys always double hoop?
No.
Okay.
I
All of our
usually-
slings-
Sometimes we do someone.
Okay, all of our slings and harnesses are tested for 1,000 pounds. So if you think there's fraying, get rid of it. I don't like to double hoop because I want to make sure that first strap is on. Okay? So, Lisa, we're going to start standing you now, so I want you to pull and use your legs and stand nice and tall.
Watch that
What-
TV.
I'm just going to say that. I think you're clear of it, but you're not the person. So as we start standing, don't pull and use your legs, just sit there. But I typically want the residents to do that. Start pulling the strap tight.
And the bottom one too, or?
If we tighten the bottom.
No, that's
Yeah.
fine, that's fine. I just didn't want to hit your shoulder, okay? So moving equipment. Too many times I see people planting their feet like this. Planting feet like this. And we're going, hoo, right? Or hoo, right? You want to be moving with those machines, you guys. Move with those machines, because if you continue to do all this, you're gonna get hurt. So always try to move with those machines, all right? Do you guys, do you have seat straps, butt straps?
We don't use them.
Okay, so if then they just go to a lift.
Therapy is.
And again, if that person's really hanging there, encourage them to pull and use their legs, because then if they don't, then they have to go to a lift, all right? We're going down now. Is she okay back there?
Yep.
Okay. Don't do this with your residents next to a TV. Questions on that, you guys? Stands pretty self-explanatory. take this off, it's flat to the back and around the hoop. That's why I do not know why people take those babies off. Can I use you for the lift too? Can I use you for the lift also?
Sure. Lisa, you're doing a great job.
Go ahead and sit down. Yeah, thanks. Now, what I wanna do, oh, she could see it.
You're going over your toe.
No, I just hit my ankle on the little thing, that's okay. Lifts, I'm gonna take this off. What size sling is this?
Medium.
medium?
Medium, because it's also beige, which you can see on the sticker. And I'm very proud that you have at least an operator's manual in here. So you have your sling, and you say, Lisa, can you lean forward? She can. Do you guys care, do you guys have people that sit on slings?
A couple.
And it's care plate, okay.
Yeah.
Shoulder, tailbone, and have them sit back. Do you guys lift legs to put slings on?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna show you how, I'm gonna have you try not to do that. All right? So right now, you're probably lifting the leg, you're grabbing the sling and you're bringing it right here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You don't wanna do that. So, you're gonna palm to the sling. I have bad knees. Palm to the sling. How do I remember that? If I go palm to the leg, I'm touching her. So palm to the sling, slice down, give it a nice pull. I have a nice long sling, and you guys save your backs. You don't have to lift their legs. The key is, most times I find when I see slings on folks, that sling is sitting way up here when it should be on their shoulder. Okay, so I don't have to lift. Now on the other side, let's say the person's wheelchair is pretty small. You can't get your hand in there. Try to just give this a nice little tug down. It's to her knee. Again, I'm saving my back. Cross or cross to the bottom hoop. All right?
It slides right under your butt.
Yeah. And the thing is, I was at a facility, they had staff were getting injured and 4 guys that were over 400 pounds. And so I lifted them, I put them in the chair, and I'll show you how to do that properly. And I did it by myself, even though they used to. And they're like, what the heck? What are we doing wrong? I said, your slings are too big, and it's how you position the sling. Okay? So you get your lift, turn it on, walk, 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 walk. Start lowering it so it's not in her face. A lot of times people will start pushing this lift and it's swinging right in her face. Lower it so it's not so intimidating for them. So, shoulder short, leg long. Is that what you guys use?
That we do green.
Yeah. Green at the bottom.
Everybody does green?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh.
I know why.
Because they swing too much.
Huh?
They swing too much with the lean too
Okay.
forward with the other.
Shoulder short, leg long will keep them, and right now you guys are grabbing that back of the sling and you're doing this. Someone's gonna get hurt. Right?
I do have a comment. Some of our residents get really scared if they're sitting upright or they'll lean forward.
So then
That's a
if
little
they're,
scary.
exactly, if they're leaners, I would break it down to the
Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if they're not, if they're perfectly okay, go shoulder short, leg long. A lot of times people like to go green because they want a double hoop. Okay. But shoulder short, leg long will keep them in a sitting position. Give yourself a hug. Raising her up. Do not lock the lifts of the legs, wheels of the lift. Do you guys lock it?
No.
We want the lift to come to her. Now, both of your staff members, we're standing here and we're watching those straps at all times. I can tell you I have a huge corporate, our facilities, Good Sam, so what they do is they start raising it. The lift will come to her. And I think it's a good idea they do this. When they get to this point, when these are tight, they either say it's time out or stop. They look, and then move. Okay? Because there's too many, see how the lift just comes, there's too many incidents out there.
We've had it happen here.
Cheryl, I thought you put that side on, you thought I put it on.
We've had it happen one time.
Okay, so you wanna make sure you look at your partner's work. Don't be over here going, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? You know, okay? Give her a spin to the side. See how I did that? So,
You do sit a lot better
so
that
see
way.
what she's doing? She's
Yeah.
spinning her. I don't want you to spin her.
Oh.
So you keep her to the side, and that's okay. Because what happens is people are shoving chairs way under here, correct? Yes? We spin her here, whack, we just
leave 'em-
bruised her.
We leave them at an angle.
Okay, good. We grab here, and then we're lifting, right? Yes?
Yeah.
And she's this far off the chair. So again, keep your chair back here. She's gonna start coming to, keep her to the side.
Are you okay?
As she starts coming to the side, as we start going down, you're gonna see her legs come away from the actuator. Then we spin. And when she's just cleared the chair, my second person, Cheryl, she can either put her hands here or on her knees. Do not push back until I say now. Now, let go. She's touched, hand here, here, and here. And that's why that facility with those 4 guys that were over 400 pounds, they're getting hurt. They had them up in the air. They're spinning them. They're all grabbing them. They're all waiting, doing all this till he hits the seat of the chair. And I said, you guys, okay? Is that okay? Right. And this is the stuff that they don't show you this on the video. So she's safely down. And again, if she was a leaner, then I would probably break these down so they're laid back more. Now you could take those straps off. Get your lift out of the way. Taking slings off. Instead of coming over here, if it's properly positioned, you don't have to lift that leg. You just take the sling here. Here. You don't have to lift the leg here. Have her lean forward and take your sling on. So we're cutting down our lift time. All right. As we well know, there's some unique situations that we are gonna have to do some lifting. Okay, Lisa, I'm gonna have you stand up. Now, do you guys have Broda chairs, Jerry chairs, reclining chairs that recline back?
Yep.
Or wheelchairs that recline back?
Rock and goes.
Okay. So let's say someone's pretty contracted and they're hitting this actuator a lot and you can't get their feet around there, or they lean forward. Hopefully they're in one of those chairs. So you want to take that chair, and you want to recline it back. Can you hold that for me? So remember I said shoulder short, leg long? Now I want you to go shoulder longer. Why? I want their head away from here. Legs shorter, strap, okay? Because I want to clear here. Basically, I want them laid out. You guys ever go from the side?
We do.
Do you straddle the front legs of the wheelchair and then pull back?
It depends on how the wheels on the chair are. Sometimes you have to go in the middle, in the back, and front.
Okay,
the middle.
if you can, please don't ever do this. Don't ever straddle the front wheels of that wheelchair and pull back. Because if you do that, you pull back, you're gonna take a lift.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I actually like going from the side because we're not doing any pushing, pulling. Oops. Straddle the back legs of that wheelchair, you step them down, and they are good to go. Okay? You're good. Thank you, model. Questions on that? If someone falls to the floor, how do you pick them up off the floor? With the lift, how long strap? You straddle her legs here. Probably go to the shoulders first, because you guys are on 5-inch wheels. And then do all long straps. All right? So I was at a facility, many facilities, many times in the last 22 years. And I got there early and the DON said, Kim, can you just walk around and watch people lift people? So, knocked on the door, opened the door, lady in the lift, over the bed there, moving her to the chair.
Oh,
Oh my God, I would have a heart attack.
She was in the air, like this, half hanging out of the sling. So you guys can tell I'm calm, right?
I would have,
So instead of me walking in there and hitting this and going, please put her down, when I opened that door, I looked at them and I said, please put her down. And I walked out that door. I was not gonna be in that room when they dropped her. So they came out and they said, are we doing something wrong? They knew who I was, cause I go there a lot. I said, you guys, she's hanging out of the sling. The sling is totally repositioned wrong. Well, we didn't have time to readjust it. I said, do you have time to have $1 million lawsuit and lose your jobs, your licenses? So that's why when I do these in-services, I encourage, I've had some facilities that maintenance were there, housekeeping was there, dietary aides were there, because if she and I are in a room, when we go to lift you, dietary aide is over here doing something, has nothing to do with the lift, we drop you, that person is gonna be part of that investigation. So everybody needs to be aware of what goes on with these lifts. Another scenario, in a facility, walked into a facility, little lady sitting on a sling. Okay. What's wrong with this sling?
only one strap under her, not.
yeah, it's,
Totally
strap
crooked.
is not-
yeah.
So I walked in, I was standing there, and two staff members, were standing there, and I said, they said, Kim, the in-service is down here. And I said, someone needs to reposition her sling. Oh, don't worry about it, we'll get it later, I said, no, someone needs to reposition her sling. Because if I walked away and they lifted her and dropped her, I neglected to change that sling.
Vulnerable adult.
So if you see something, you must speak out. You must do something about it. Some people are like, oh, well, that's Joy's job, and walk away from it. Well, or something, well, you just walk past it. If you see safety tabs off and you're not doing anything on the easy stand, you're not get that thing off the floor. So I really encourage you to just be, state surveyors are getting really tough on folks out there. Okay. Do you have any scenarios that you're struggling with people? Okay, do you guys do wound care?
Yeah.
And who does the wound care?
Each case manager.
Okay. Any nurses here? Okay, good, thank you also for being here.
Okay.
Because sometimes nurses don't use these things and they don't know how to use
Oh,
them.
yeah, we do, we're in the trend, we're in the floor.
And
We're in the floor. We do, that's fine.
Well, yeah,
so, when you do wound care and someone has to hold up a leg, who holds that leg up? Staff, right? So I would ask to get your seat strap. We do have limb lifting straps. Put it on here, let the lift do the lifting. You understand?
Yeah.
I had a lady that, she was 700 pounds, had lots of stuff going on here. 3 staff were holding her arm up, and I said, you guys, get a limb lifting strap or your seat strap and let the strap hold their arm up. Because they're all like, and it's lifting. Any questions, you guys? Everybody you think has, some of your residents, some unique situations?
Karen Doty, I think, is hard.
it's just hard to put everywhere. You always see physicals
She's
and,
fetal
yeah.
position and she's tight, and
Yeah.
to get her into you have to put her into the recliner. In a reclined position, not into the recliner.
Jerry.
To go from the side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but her legs will go in and sometimes it'll lead to the problem where she can slip out, so someone has to be pulling her legs so they're straight so she doesn't fall through the middle.
Okay, it might be when you start, cause I don't know the resident, try to get this as far as over here. And lower it, and then bring it this way. And then hopefully her legs will be over here. Because if you're right here, and she comes down, her legs might be bunched up right here, right?
Yeah.
So try not to bring her all the way down so her legs are past the chair. Try that, and I don't know, again, there's some situations we just can't. We just gotta work a little bit harder at. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We did, do you want me to briefly talk about these? No? Okay. So make sure, and you guys wipe these off each time, right? Because that's a state rule. Actually, I think it's a federal law.
On
Questions?
station one, that green thing in the middle there,
Yeah.
ours fell off. So we told the maintenance man, I don't know how he got it to stay on there, but it had never fell off, and I think it was Saturday or Sunday, that thing fell off 3 or 4 times. And we couldn't get it to stay on there, 'cause
They
you
need
got
to
metal.
re-glue it.
Oh, they gotta glue it, okay.
Yeah, they need to get some
And maybe
super
that's what he
glue,
did, I don't know. what he
Gorilla
did.
glue, and then
Okay.
they usually re-glue it.
We had gave it to him, cause it's like, where did this come from? That
Sometimes
fell
when
off.
residents, when you start lifting, they'll start grabbing these things.
Yeah, yeah,
Or grabbing this and.
okay,
you
cause it
know.
just,
Our people run into all kinds of things with it. Or they
we've
get
never
wet.
had them fall off, that was the first time this last
And
weekend.
that's good that you, cause I'll walk into facilities and the nose of the lift is off or the helmet's off. And then I tell them, you need to get that stuff on because
Yep.
if this
Sharp
gets
edges.
too close to their head, they're gonna bump their head, or if they're a leaner. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Do you have any amputee above the knees?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you use amputee slings?
Yes.
Yes.
Or an hourglass sling?
Amputee one.
Okay, amputee both under both legs, right? Okay, and then there's a little loop and a little loop, right? I'm gonna pretend like this is an amputee sling, which it's not. So you have it's squared. So sometimes and we actually just had a sales meeting. So they sit on the sling at all times?
Yes.
Okay, so you have them here, correct?
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
And then you feed through the loop and you feed through the loop.
Yep.
Do you toilet these folks?
No.
Okay, so right now they're sitting on 2 pieces of sling.
Mm-hmm.
Our hourglass slings, and we actually, and I can't, we just got it, we have a mesh, hourglass
That's what I would love
slings,
for her.
but it's a different type of material. It's mesh.
Write it down.
I'll probably have time between here and there. It's a wonderful material, it's really soft, but I can't remember what it's called. But then they're not sitting on 2 pieces of material. But if someone's in an hourglass sling or an amputee sling above the knee, I have walked into facilities and that sling is sitting right back here. So if you lift them, they're coming right out the front.
Gotta hurt to sit in that.
Well, you're on 2 pieces of sling, hopefully they're flat, but this mat, I'll find out what it is, but it's a wonderful material, and it's mesh. And you can use it as bathing or not bathing. So, that's all I have. Questions, other questions, you guys?
Nope.
Did you learn anything? Yes?
It was good to refresh.
Yeah.
Sure, get ideas.
Especially putting the sling underneath, the easier way on that.
Right, and that
That's
lifting
very
slings. And just protect your bodies. Try not to be lifting as much as you guys do. Thank you.